Its Chaile time is not copyrighted and is suitable for training of supervisors and managers who is involved in labor law in the workplace.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Chaile Time. Toby, we haven't sat together in a long time. How are you?
I'm well, yeah. Last week I went solo, the week before you went solo.
Yeah, no.
And but you've also been busy, eh? It's just...
Yeah, no. In and out, up and down.
Eh?
How you've been? Let's start with you.
Busy, yes, yeah, always, eh? Every single day. But I want to talk about you. You've got a case today.
Yes.
Conciliation.
Yes.
Now, this is a mutual interest dispute. The union want more money, no?
Yes.
I believe there's 8% increase in the cards.
In the cards,
but
yes.
They want 12%.
They want 12%.
And now they are planning to go on a strike if they don't get their demands.
But yeah, I don't think the union is being straightforward with the employees.
Why?
Because even our last meeting, one of the shop stewards was sitting with us there. He corrected the misinterpretation that the union got from the employees. So there was a certain amount that was thrown before the union could come and join this company.
Okay.
But it was thrown by employees to the employer. The employer said, no, I cannot accept to that. I need to go and work it out first and see if it makes sense. But when they were giving the union rep or the official the information, they said, this is what we agreed with the employer. But the shop steward said, no, Mr. Union official, that's not how it happened. This is how it happened. We posed that amount to the employer. The employer said he's going to think about it. Before we could get a response, that's when the union joined the company. You see now. So,
but now they want to go to the union. I tell you what, you need to talk to the client. Man.
Yes.
If the union wants to go on a strike because they're not getting 12%, but they're getting 8%, then you must tell them there's no increase. Striking for 8% or striking for 0% is the same strike.
Yes.
So you tell that union, if they don't accept whatever the employer is willing to put on the table, and if they are demanding they're going to go on a strike, then tell them then there's no increase, nothing, zero, mala, zils, nux, aheko.
And it's no work, no pay.
And it's no work, no pay. Okay?
Yeah.
Because then you tell them what's the difference, whether you strike for 8% or 0%, it's the same strike. So then we're not giving you anything. Now you must talk to the companies to tell them this trick up in your sleeve. But anyway, say for today now.
Yes.
I had an interesting experience with a manager at one of our clients. And today I want to talk about, I've been in management for a long time, and also yourself. I've worked in corporate. We've both worked at cinema at some point in our lives. I've been a cinema manager for 14 years, and I've managed many cinemas all over the country. Some stage I was also the senior manager at Monte Casino and also at Menden. I've also at one stage managed IMAX South Africa and the Vienna Waterfront in Cape Town. And as a manager, there were key milestones or issues that happened throughout my career as a manager that actually contributed to my development as a manager. And I'm talking about mistakes, things that you shouldn't do, where you almost get fired, and where the employers had enough faith in me not to fire me. And it actually develops your own skill. So, okay. And normally, in context of this kind of discussion, I will tell an employer, listen, just because a manager has said something doesn't mean you must now dismiss this person. Even though staff may be in uproar or the union may be in uproar, don't necessarily take the easy way out and just fire the person. You don't have to do that. Because if you believe that the manager was not really malicious, but this was an ignorant mistake the person made, or in Afrikaans hulle sê jy is nog so 'n bietjie nat agter die ore, Chaile. You know that. Jy verstaan nat agter die ore. Nat agter die ore, né, beteken you are still a young person. You must still learn a lot. Like our children, hulle is nog nat agter die ore. They normally tell you how rich they're going to become one day, but we know how hard life can be. But for them, it's like, I'm going to be a billionaire. Yes. Not agter die ore, jy verstaan. So sometimes especially the young managers, they're like 25 years of age, now they're manager, they manage 100 staff or whatever the case may be. They don't know how to play the politics yet. They don't know what to say and what not to say, and they get themselves into trouble. So if you don't dismiss a person like that, sometimes it's a fantastic opportunity to develop the skills of that person. You know, we always look at big leaders, big managers, presidents, and we wonder, how come they always say something in such a diplomatic, such a professional way? It's because they've learned over many decades.
Yeah.
They've learned what to say and what not to say, you know. Anyway, so let me tell you the story, Chaile. I've not told you the story before, so if you want to take a sip of your coffee, you must take it now. So here it goes. This lady, she's been appointed as a manager. She's still young. And in this business, she's managing probably around 50 staff, I will say. Now, there's a problem in this business, staff not coming to work. And there are certain times when it's very busy. Now, you find that maybe a half of the staff didn't pitch, or the cashiers didn't pitch, or whatever the case may be. It's very stressful. So, okay, she had a meeting with the staff, but for about 45 minutes, and she was just letting go at them. You know, she was professionally aggressive, if I can put it that way. But the longer the meeting went, the more the professionalism aspect of it just like found its way out the door or something. Now, for sensitive viewers, okay, I'm going to tell it as it is. Now, it came out that part of the employees who are making themselves guilty a lot on not coming to work are the pregnant ladies. So at one stage, this manager she exploded and said, it's not her problem if women cannot keep their legs closed and know how to use condoms. But if you must be at work, you better be at work. It's not her problem. Now, that is from one woman to another one. Obviously, you shouldn't say things like that. But now I know this manager even though she's young, she's very loyal to the company and she actually loves staff. She does. She's actually a very kind person. But I could hear in the context of the recording, she was really frustrated. So she's not normally a rude person. She doesn't swear at staff. You know, she doesn't do that. She's just not agter die ore Chaile. So, okay, one of the staff members happened to record the meeting secretly and then submit it on the anonymous tip-off line that goes directly to the group head office. So you can imagine it was chaos.
Hey. Hey.
So eventually I was called in to have a meeting with her and the owner of that franchise. And I explained to them, look, if you look at the context, there's nothing much wrong with what she said in terms of addressing the core issue of staff not coming to work or so. And even if she at times raised her voice and you could clearly hear she was emotionally upset. Okay? And I've explained to them, so let's just get that out of the way here. And I refer to this case law here. And this is nice. It's a Barlow World case law. Where Marcus C. commented, no, this case was the employee filed an unfair discrimination case dispute against the employer, or sort of being abusive, you know, like swearing a lot and whatever the case may be. So this is what the court said. Marcus C. commented as follows on the stressful nature attributed to the modern workplace in Visser versus Amalgamated Roofing Technologies Trading as Barlow World. This was a 2006 case. A modern workplace is not a heavenly garden of smiling Buddhas focused on the welfare of others. More often than not, it presents the contrary picture of a highly stressful and robust environment in which the pressures and demands to perform on staff and even more so, members of management to carry the can on occasion contribute to managers conducting themselves in a manner that is less desirable. Managers are, after all, not infallible. They are subject to human limitations like the rest of us and cannot reasonably be expected to conform to the standards of a saint in the conduct towards their staff. So in a way, the judge said, suck it up. So I had to encourage her, so listen, it's not the end of the world, okay?
Yeah.
The workplace is full of emotion and frustration and pressures or whatever the case may be. So if you raise your voice and whatever, maybe the odd occasion, swear and stuff, whatever, it is what it is.
True.
There are certain boundaries, certain things you can't say. Now, if you listen to recent case law development, because of our discriminatory past, we need to shy away from identifying people on their race, for instance, and their ethnicity. Those are no-goes, okay? And this is also discriminatory against pregnant women. I mean, you can't really say that. So I suppose if you put in a hearing, she'll be found guilty and some form of disciplinary action will come from that inquiry. But that's the start off point. And then I explained to her and to the owner, say, listen, this can be a great opportunity to learn. There's a lot of positives in this. It's an opportunity to take a young manager who's still not after the ore and try to teach her how to grow, how to develop emotionally, and how to manage more efficiently and effectively. Then I explained a story I had. I remember working for cinema, and a long time ago, this was in Cape Town still, I was just appointed the manager of IMAX in the V&A waterfront there in Cape Town. Tsepo, you must now listen to this. I think it was my second day. So in the IMAX was inside the BMW pavilion in those days. And there was a canteen there, so staff can go and sit and have a meal or whatever, I was told by one of my staff that because you work in the BMW pavilion, staff here get like one free meal at the canteen a day. But this is like my second day there, so okay. I went down for lunch to the canteen. I asked the waitress, I've heard that, because you work here, you get a free lunch or something. The next moment, her manager sent an email to IMAX head office. I'm walking around with a book of complimentary vouchers, bribing the staff for free lunch. Ish. They've appointed the regional manager to investigate me for a week, and at some point the CEO of IMAX also flew down to Cape Town. It was a nightmare. I was so close to getting fired. It was unbelievable. I was just like, wow. Eventually, after a week, the CEO took me out for dinner and then explained to me, no, the manager sent another email saying it's just one massive misunderstanding. So I'm like, misunderstanding? You flew down to find my ass, and now it's a misunderstanding. Tsepo.
So what have you learned from that?
You have to wake up, China, and pay attention. So anyway, in circumstances like this, where the person is actually not malicious, I've recorded here 4 elements, okay, that can actually help that person to develop as a manager. And as an employer, one day, you may actually reap the rewards of you keeping the faith and believing and investing in this person. So I just jotted down 4 elements here. Number 1, it improves the communication skills of that individual. What to say and what not to say. If you're inexperienced, you tend to let it out. Emotionally, you just let it out. You cannot do that when you're in management. You need to be careful of what you say and how you say things. People are eavesdropping. People you don't even see, who's not even part of the meeting, they listen to what you say. Okay?
And they can even interpret it the wrong way.
They interpret it in the wrong way. You know how our life works, isn't it? You have a 45-minute now, but they only send 30 seconds to the media. That 30 seconds, but it leaves out the context.
TikTok, Even on TikTok, they only clip that 30 seconds where you said something to express yourself. But it was a 3-hour interview where you sat there and then you expressed and you explained everything. But on TikTok, they will only clip the 30 seconds. And then it will go viral.
I'm telling you, it's like Julius Malema, for instance. Julius, this whole situation with Shivamba. Now the media will take a picture of Julius, maybe just like stressed, just looking like this, or scratching his head or whatever. Now they will put that one in the media saying, see, he believes the EFF is now no longer going to be a force. They will talk nonsense.
No, that's true. That's true.
He was just scratching his head or something. Now they interpreted that picture to be something negative or whatever the case may be. So first thing is you learn communication skills. You'll very quickly learn that there are things you can say and there's things you can't say. And your audience, they can be devious little buggers.
Yeah.
They can, okay? The second thing I learned is that it teaches you how to conduct staff meetings more effectively. With other words, you are more proactive and you keep the emotion out of it. So now you will actually not just have a meeting and just run on momentum or anything. You will actually plan your meeting. Because you can clearly hear the woman just went into the meeting and shared a mind. Now you'll probably have an index. Step 1 to 10 of what you're going to talk. How are you going to say it? What is it that you want to get out of it? What's the objectives? So you can actually approach the meeting a bit more structured and be more proactive and be more effective and efficient in how you actually run the meeting.
Yeah.
If President Ramaphosa makes a public announcement, he doesn't just talk, he plans. There are people that plan it for him. He's very careful in what he's saying and what he doesn't say. You can't just walk into a meeting cold and just talk, The third thing, it actually teaches you to manage your business more effectively, okay? Like for instance, in the construction business, some of our clients, these guys have toolbox meetings every single
day, every morning. Yeah.
Okay? Now I know, because I've been in cinema, that sometimes you are so busy you ignore meetings. So maybe you have a meeting once a month or once every 3 months.
I think we used to do it.
Maybe you don't have meetings.
No, we used to do it every Wednesday.
Okay.
Because you structured that Wednesday morning, everyone is there.
Yeah, that's because you've learned now. You've learned the better way. Now, in the cinema, for instance, I once received a reward for being the best manager, and they actually flew me to Amsterdam to the national trades there for cinemas. And but every now and then I will hear other managers complaining about me from other branches, because I sit on my ass in my office and they work like sweating and they're running around and whatever. But one thing I've learned is because of issues, Tsepo, on a Saturday evening 8 o'clock show, if your popcorn pot doesn't work, or if your credit card machine doesn't work. Why? Because a rat chewed the cable during the week. Or your till, the computer on your till doesn't work. How does that feel on a Saturday evening 8 o'clock show?
It feels like the earth can just open and you just can suck you.
Okay, you know what I should do? I should sit in my office and think of everything. I was much more proactive. I will sit there and think of what makes a credit card machine goes faulty on a Saturday evening 8 o'clock show. And I'll think of rats chewing the cables. So, okay, we need to get a pest control company. Okay, maybe we must check the quality of the wires. Maybe we'll see if the credit card machines are actually having a software update or not, Maybe we should check if the credit card machines are actually clean and not sticky because of all the Coke spills or whatever the case may be. Popcorn pots, maybe there's a loose wire. So I was thinking of every single thing. And from that position, you start managing. And we became successful.
Yeah.
From a staffing perspective, okay, staff are not coming to work. What must we do? When last we have a staff meeting? About 4 months ago. Maybe we should have one once a week. Now you start focusing on coaching. Sometimes companies will have policies. They will change the shifts or whatever the case may be. You think the staff know. You've maybe told 10, but there's 20 staff working there. The other 10 don't know. And for you, it is obvious, but it's not obvious for them.
For everyone, yeah.
So then you realize, in order to curb this problem of staff not coming to work, maybe we should have more regular coaching sessions. Maybe a meeting for 10 minutes every morning. Don't wait until you pull the hair out of your head because of staff not coming to work. Because so companies sometimes ask me, Toby, how do we manage theft in the workplace? Then I say you manage late coming. Why? Because misconduct in the workplace got a snowball effect.
Yeah.
You allow one person to come late today. Now, when I say you shouldn't allow it, I don't mean you must kill the person. I'm not saying you must give a guy a warning or put him in a hearing.
For 3 minutes.
But even for 3 minutes, Chaile, you do need to go to the person and say,
No, I'm just saying.
time, eh? And you can do that 20 times.
Yes.
But he must know daddy's watching. It's a psychological thing. Because if you don't, what happens? Today is late 3 minutes, tomorrow is late 5 minutes.
Then the next one's 15.
Then it's 15. Then the other guy says, nothing happens. Now 2 people are late. Then 3 people are late. Okay? Eventually, they don't come to work. Okay? Eventually, they start becoming rude. Eventually, they start stealing. Why? Because daddy is not watching. So you need to be proactive. You manage theft now by keeping your finger on late coming people not coming to work. Because they will then think twice. There's this story, some of you may not like this guy. His name is Rudy Giuliani. He was the lawyer of Donald Trump, but he was also the mayor of New York in 2001 when the planes flew into the World Trade Centers. And I've read a book of him once and it was great. He said the one thing that stuck with me forever. He said he told his police force that if you see a young boy taking a stone and throwing it through a window of an old factory that's no longer in use. There are a lot of dirty windows and a lot of broken windows. But he takes a stone and he just breaks another window. Arrest him. Why? Because if he doesn't have the respect for something that is not his property, then maybe 5 years later he steals a purse. Maybe 5 years later he rapes a woman. Another 5 years later, he might kill a man. You save a man's life by arresting a boy who throws an innocent stone. And that's the nature of misconduct. And that's normally why managers have this kind of meeting, where it's all frustration, all emotion. It's because you were not proactive in managing your staff. Now staff are coming late and it's exploding. Why? Because when the first person came late or didn't come to work, you ignored it. Yeah. Because it was fine. If you have 10 cashiers and one didn't come to work, who cares? But now the other one is catching on and the other one's catching on. Eventually 7 of the 10 is not there. Now, women must keep their legs closed. Now it's a problem. The problem is you, as manager, you are not proactive when you manage staff from the beginning. When misconduct is small, it's like a weed in your garden. When there's like one weed, you think, whatever. But once it's like a plague, then suddenly you wake up. Okay? Then, number 4. And this is important, Chaile. And a lot of managers, especially if you're a young manager, you don't want to hear this. And you don't realize this, but it teaches you to manage politics better. The day you go into management is the day you enter the world of politics.
Yes.
Now I'm talking about negative politics. I think the day you're born, you entered politics. I mean, you and your siblings, there's a lot of politics in a home about who gets the candy and who doesn't, okay? And that can sometimes be violent. You can chase each other with a knife, I suppose.
Just before you continue, after you gave me my first promotion at the cinema, remember, I was only there for 3 weeks or 2 weeks or something. I was new. Then I got a promotion. So there's people who's been working there for 10 years, 5 years, 4 years. So you can imagine what was happening there with politics, because this guy just come from McDonald's last week. This week is here issuing stock to us and telling us. So that's when I entered the world of politics, and someone will be like, "Can we verify your stock?" And I'm like, "No, I'll do it. Put it there. I'll do it after my lunch. Please sign here. This I've given you this and this. Stop bothering me. I'm busy with something here. I'll do it later." But now that's when I learned how to grow and starting being firm. It's like, Sisi, please there. Oh, I'm going to take you to that back office. That office there.
The one around the corner.
The one around the corner. Everyone was scared of that office. I'm like, Sisi, are you going to do this now? Let's sign. Let's count. Let's double check your stock. And they will also steal. They will also steal. They said, no, you didn't give me 500 mils Coke, you gave me 650. Only to find out they stolen that from you because you haven't...
But that's the thing, Tsepo, is that as a manager, you need to learn to play politics. Staff, capital versus labor. Both parties got their own interests. And employees, they can be devious buggers. Like you say, they will steal under your nose, you know? Everyone, we included, we want to be easy. We want life to be comfortable. We want the biggest reward for the less amount of work. So in a way, we can all sometimes be like a lazy, you know? And staff are also like that. So if you're a manager that's now strict and running and on the ball, ambitious, to get your team up to your level of energy, it can be a tiresome exercise, but it also creates a lot of politics, okay? So, but then there's also the brothers, the comrades, the unions. So and this lady now, the unions just got organizational rights now, so she's going to learn very fast that there are ears listening. And you know what unions do? And this is a lesson for employers. Let me explain unions to you, okay? Because how often do I hear from HR managers or even business owners, I don't understand unions. Well, it's simple. They're a business like you. They're a business, Chaile. Their products are union membership.
Yes.
How are you going to get union membership? How are you going to increase your membership if you're a trade union? There's only one way, by convincing people to join your union. And how do you do that, Chaile? By being nice, by being kind, by being very business-like, by understanding economics and speak the language of the business, of capital. No, you put your finger in the boss's nose and suddenly you have 5 people joining the union. It makes sense. It's very frustrating, but it makes sense. So when the company can give 8% increase, no, they want 12 because they want to show the staff that we eat. You see, we just dealt with 2 disputes. We went very well for us representing the employers. One KZN, one in Johannesburg, whereby the unions demand the HR manager and operations managers get fired. So they filed mutual interest disputes to the CCMA or bargaining council under the guise of, which is actually disputes of rights, demanding them to be fired. But there's no grounds. They can't. Those are illegal demands. You can't make demands like that. But the union, and these cases will carry on for 6 months of them trying to negotiate the dismissal of that manager and that one. Why? And we know it's because that one gave a member a warning. Now the unions know this is nonsense, but they have to do it. That's the agenda of unions. Otherwise, they will die out. But you as a manager must be aware of that now. If you're going to be strict, the unions can take you to the CCMA. What's going to happen if the union here you talk about women's legs?
Oof. You just remind me of that game that was on Netflix, Squid Games. That's where they're working on those classes, ne? So I think that's the experience that you need to know where to step on, and then because that's where you jump and then you just fall through into, then you are gone.
This experience of this manager is a fantastic experience. It tells you to wake up sunshine and smell the coffee. But being a manager is that one profession. You need to wake up and take the sleep out of your eyes because people are watching you. They're watching you every move, what you say and don't say. And you know what? You're always wrong. I'm not saying you are, I'm saying in their eyes, you are always wrong. Make peace with it. Yeah. The day when you accept a job as a manager in an environment where there's unions, sit for a moment and take a bit of stock and say, okay, this is how it's going to be, and this is what I'm getting into. There's politics. Whether you like it or not, it's there, and you need to learn to play the game. Chaile, don't you have a story to tell of your management career always been smooth sailing?
I'll be a lie if I say that. I've learned the hard way myself.
Hold on, let me just put my laptop back here.
So I worked at, after Main Lane, I went to Monte Casino, worked at the cinema there. So this one day, it was a Saturday, I think. Yeah, it was very busy that day. So I think I was on my stock PC there. So there's a phone in the office. So sometimes when they're not picking up the phone at the cash desk, then in the office it's close by, information is in front of you. Pick up the phone. And then I answered, and then there was a lady there. She was asking me a lot of questions. What new movies are there? What is suitable for kids? What is this? How much is the price? What is this? What is this? What is this? I gave all the information to the lady. And the lady said, but you know that your competitor is giving better options than you guys do. Then I'm like, yeah, no, it's okay, ma'am. Our competitor is just down the road there. You can check them out, if you are not happy with what we are offering. They just literally down the road there by Fourways Mall there. Put the phone down. Next thing, Monday morning, I get an email, I get called, because it was a Saturday. Monday morning, I get called to the office. Who answered the phone? And then there was a lady who was asking about this and that. With confidence, and I'm like, no, I'm the one who answered the phone. Okay, do you know whose wife is that? It's the wife of the CEO of this facility that you are in.
Monte Casino.
Monte Casino.
Monte Casino CEO's wife.
And he wants results. He wants to know what happened with the guy who was so rude to the wife, and then the person who's chasing business away, saying people must go to the competitor down the road.
Wake up and smell the coffee, sunshine.
I went in a hearing for that, and I got a final written warning. So that's where I've learned that, you know what, whether it's a child of 6 years, an adult, an old man who walks with a walking stick, everyone, you must give them the professional treatment. No matter your frustration, no matter what this person is bombarding you with in terms of questions, you must keep it professional. And I guess...
Tsepo, but I know that the business owners there, now, I don't know this as a fact, but I'm guessing that they probably sat behind the desk and laughing like, that's right, tell the bloody CEO's wife, if you're not happy, go to this. Who do you think you are? But I don't know, but I'm guessing that.
Yeah, so that was my experience in my life, but yeah, I've grown on that.
But we all have in our management careers these experiences, and sometimes the employer must just keep the faith because they're actually busy teaching a young man or a young woman and educating them and helping them to develop and evolve. Eventually you are this powerful manager, and you will have a new youngster in the workplace, and she will just look up at you and say, man, you are so powerful. And you will just look at them like, I've been there, I've done it. I've got the t-shirt.
And a wristband.
Go make coffee. Anyway, that's for this week.
Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to engage with us, like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.